Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using, if I can get it to focus, Art Nouveau Tarot by Matt Myers. Just in case I'm saying it wrong, I'm hoping it focuses, that way you can read it. It's a deck from 1989, so if you're looking for it, I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but you might be able to find other things by the artist. I'm not sure. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marson. Okay. What do we have here? This is intriguing. That is intriguing. Okay, I'm curious about how this ending is going to work out, so let's get there. You do have like a really good positive card, but how it's all matching in, I'm very curious about. You're starting off with acceptance and meeting angels. Community effort. Okay. Acceptance with this is telling me you know your part in the situation. For most of you, I feel like this is an ongoing situation. I dare to say ongoing problem. But it's one of those things where the acceptance with the situation is kind of like, I can't let this get the better of me. Certain people are doing things that are not right, and they get right under my skin, but I need this to work out, so when they start pushing my buttons or they start aggravating me, I gotta ignore it, I gotta keep myself together, and I gotta be careful what I say, because I'm over this situation. I'm over these problems. I don't need these problems anymore, so I'm gonna start really pulling it back and controlling the situation and not allowing any foolery. It's going to be just the facts, no more anything extra. You're adding into the meeting with angels kind of like, I need this to fly right. And I've been trying to get things to go right, and I've been trying to get the truth out of the situation, but every time I do this, it just seems to blow up, and it doesn't seem to be working. So you're like, it's like you're taking this down to the bare minimum. Like, instead of doing this 7-course meal, we're gonna do a small salad to start, just the basics for the actual dinner, and a couple cookies for dessert. That's it. We're not doing anything beyond that. Maybe we'll put some milk in as a drink, milk or water. That's it. We're not doing anything extra. Like, we're not doing this 7-course meal. We're not doing all these different options. We're not doing cake and pie and ice cream. We're not doing all that craziness. It's just a salad to start. The 3-course meal, like the meat, the vegetable, the starch. You can have either water or milk with it, and you get 2 cookies at the end. That's it. That's it. We're done. That you're cutting it down a lot. I hope this makes sense, because like, instead of all the craziness, you're bringing it back down to this minimal, and you're like, that's more than enough. That's more than enough. We don't need to be going crazy. You are a little bit aggravated in this sense, but you're kind of like, I need this to go right. We're going to bring it back down to the minimum. No more frills, no more craziness. There's an interesting feel with this in the environment. I'm getting kind of the sense of the moon with the Ace of Swords with the 6 of Cups, which is kind of like, people think this is temporary. People think whatever you're... No. Hey, no. Logan, no. Stop. Sorry. People think that this is something that's not going to last. They're not even sure what you're doing. Logan, no. Sorry. You might pull the camera off. He's having an attitude. Okay. Sorry. They don't understand what you're really doing. That's what I'm getting with the Moon card, and they think it's temporary. I also see like they're trying to push your buttons with the Ace of Swords. They're trying to get at you. And they're also thinking, yeah, we know how this has gone in the past. If we can just trip the Aquarius, we can just mess with the Aquarius enough, they'll play the game again. They'll do what we want them to do. They don't seem to be believing that this is how it's going to go. The thing is with Aquarius, kind of like, oh, you're going to challenge me. I kind of like that energy. Kind of like you're receiving this like, oh, you're going to challenge me, are you? Okay, go ahead. Challenge me. Let's see where it goes. You know what they're doing. It's very obvious. It's not even covert. You're like, oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, you want to poke the bull? Poke the bull. Poke the bull. Go right ahead. You're amused by this. When I'm feeling beauty on your side, you're like, oh, you think you can get me to play by your rules? Okay, let's see how far that goes. You're choosing to make them sweat it out. You're not playing. You're just keeping it. You brought it down to the minimum, and you're keeping it there. You know that they're thinking it's not going to last. You're kind of like, all right, I'll show you how long I can last. Not a problem. The Six of Wands with the messages, as this keeps going forward and you're keeping it at this level, the minimized level, people are starting to realize why this is a good thing. They thought it was temporary. It's not temporary. But then they're also seeing the benefit of like bringing it down from that 7-course meal down to the minimum of this 3 courses, and those courses are simple. Milk, water, those 3 courses, that's it. That's it. It's making it a lot easier for everybody. People are seeming to be able to do what they need to do without as much hubbub. It's making the situation a lot more peaceful. The messages here are in between people, but you might also be seeing it like the messages might be coming to you like third, second hand. You're seeing the effect on the whole situation, and you're like, it's calming down a lot. There's still a lot of stress here in the situation, though. Even though it's been calmed down a lot, it's kind of like, instead of it being a frenzy and things, people running over, almost like, I don't know why I'm using this analogy, but like Santa's workshop, like on the Christmas Eve, people running everywhere, things going crazy, trying to get this done, trying to get that done, run, rush. It's kind of come down to like, instead of all the crazy drama, things are still very busy. There's still a lot getting done, but it's a lot more organized and a lot more streamlined. People are constantly moving, but it's kind of like everything's much more in order. A lot still going on, a lot. But the thing is, this is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands, there's a lot of stress. That's that person. They're feeling the stress. But the thing is, between the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords, they're very closely related the way I read them. They both have equal amount of stress. The thing is, the 10 of Swords leads to dismay, leads to failure. The 10 of Wands leads to success, leads to something good. So it's kind of like if you have to go through that level of stress, at least you want something good at the end of it, not for nothing. And I feel like you're looking at this with the Sun card, kind of like, yeah, there's still a lot of stress here, but the drama has gone down to a minimum. And you're very happy about that. You're like, this is the best case scenario at this point. Very happy with the change you're seeing with the Sun card. Okay, very good. People here do seem to be a little annoyed, but I also feel like they're also accepting of it at the same time. The 3 of Wands is like people want to, there's people griping about it. There are people griping about, now we only get these stupid cookies at the end of our meal. I don't know why I'm going there with that. But like, it's not, we used to have these great 7-course meal dinners, and now we have these 3 little measly courses, and we get either milk or water. This is like prison food. It's that type of drama. So there are some people griping, like they don't like it. I'm getting that with the 3 of Wands, oddly enough. Almost like they're threatening to leave, or I do feel like adversity with that 3 of Wands. Like somebody's like, this isn't how this is supposed to work. I don't like how this is working. I'm not really happy with it. But it's so minimal that nobody's really playing into it. Over time, people are accepting it. This is better. That's not normal for the 3 of Wands. But that's what I'm getting for this card. I'm going with it. I'm rolling with it. Because usually like the 3 of Wands is travel. That's how I usually read it. But I'm feeling like people are like a little discontent, but they're working into accepting it. And then the 4 of Wands is like things are finally coming together. Other people are kind of like, shut your trap. It's fine. Like, not you, but it's other people. They're like, the people griping about it, other people around them are like, get over it. Shut your trap. It's over. Get over it. Stop it. Things are, like, we have things to do. Okay. When this situation goes into the next level, I don't feel like people want things to change. Especially because things are going to get busier. It's almost like it's like Santa's workshop on Christmas Eve times 10. It's going to get like that busy. It's like whatever it was, it's going to get busier. And I get as it keeps getting up busier and busier, people don't want to change this. They're like, let's stick to the 3 courses. Let's stick to the simplified. They don't want to change, is what I'm getting with the King of Pentacles, which is the King of Coins in this one. And that's love at the behind it, because like they're like, this is so much simpler. If we just keep it streamlined, we just keep it simple. If we just keep it simple, we can handle this. It gets a lot more busier, even if it gets a lot busier, but we know what to do. If we take out the craziness, if we take out the calamity, we can do this. We can make this a success. And people don't want to give that up. They're like, no, this is working. This is so much better to keep doing it that way. Now, this is very curious because you got the Chariot at your side. But if you look right in the center of that Chariot, it's not a pentacle, but to me it looks like a pentacle under that guy's hand. So I'm getting like you're helping keep this balance together. You're like, you want to keep it at 3 courses? Then we do that. Let's just keep doing that. You're helping keep the balance here, the chakra balance, the balance here. You're like, okay, that's what works. And you're like seeing it coming. You're like, it's going to get a lot busier. So let's do it that way. Let's keep it this way. People are liking the simpler lifestyle here. A lot is still getting done, but it's easier to handle without all the frills. There's communication going back and forth, but I'm getting like it's still staying simple. Things are staying at a simple level. You know, instead of somebody writing out this whole dissertation about what's going on and how to do it and where to go and when to do it and all that, it's just almost like bullet pointed instead. Instead of like a 5-page report, it's like half a page and just bullet pointed. This is how we're doing it. This is what happens after that. That's what happens after that. Half a page, done. Simple, to the point, very direct, no frills, no bells and whistles, none of it. I'm getting that it's going to stay that way for a long time with the Hanged Man. But with the Hanged Man, it also gives the warning, this can only last for a certain period of time. It can last there for a while, I'll give you that. It's going to last there for a good amount of time. But keep in mind, this can only go so long before things will have to change. Things will naturally change. What they're giving you in this reading is to like, don't treat this as if this solves the problem and this is how it's going to be from now on. There will be a change at some point down the road. The gift for you is to say, okay, what does that have to be? When that has to happen, when that comes down the road and we have to change and go back to a more busier, chaotic system, what has to be there and what doesn't have to be there? Like trying to like preemptively see it coming before it happens. And when you see it coming down the road, identifying what it is and like, okay, what do we have to add in and what can we keep out of the situation so it doesn't get crazy again? People seem to want to keep it, but the Hanged Man warns, like it may feel like it'll stay that way forever, but it will not. Keep that in mind. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.